We all want to be famous. We want to reach a huge audience, right? I mean, is something wrong with us that we feel this way? Is it something about the age we live in and the gadgets and the access we have to so much power to reach the entire world within a second, theoretically? And we have this enormous need, at least I do, I want to reach an audience. You want to reach a bigger audience of people who appreciate you, adore you. And why is that? Is something wrong with you for doing that? It depends. So there's basically anything a person does with the ego present in the head is going to not lead to the result that you want. Okay, let's talk about, first of all, what it is within us that wants to, let's say, be famous or reach an audience. Now, consciousness, the life within us, the life force within us, wants to flow into the world of form. It's just what happens. That's what this is all about. That's what life does. It's a way of consciousness to take form or to inhabit a body or an object of some kind and experiment and do things in the world for the purpose of growing and learning. And so there's a natural impulse within all of us, I believe, to want to be respected, appreciated for ideas, our talents and our beauty and our ideas to matter in the world. And so we have this inner drive to want to reach an audience. The problem happens as soon as that drive gets translated by the ego, the voice in the head, the false sense of self, which is the ego. If you're doing it from the ego, you're looking for your name to be out there in the media. You're looking for your beautiful face to be on magazine covers. And you're basically just trying to be better than other people. You're trying to get recognition for all the wrong reasons, right? The right reason, again, would be for the love within you, the beauty within you, the true caring within you, the true creativity, the life within you, the consciousness within you, which we all share, to come through you, to come through your body and your mind and your voice and your hands, and to express something that actually benefits the audience. So when we have this drive to reach an audience, which I do, I don't want to say I'm guilty, because guilt is of the ego. I have a drive to reach a large audience. And the reason, it used to be because of the inner voice saying that, look at me, I'm great. I want to be recognized as being as great as I'm so great that I don't know why people don't see it. I'm just so unique as a songwriter. Nobody writes songs this good. I mean, people are going to be impressed. And the way that I look on stage, I look great, don't you? This is what the ego is telling you. So if you're doing it from perfect love, and when I say things like perfect love, or I say soul or spirit, or I say consciousness, I'm actually talking about the very same thing. And it's not really a thing, it's a state of being. You know, why are we here? We're not here to fit into the box and to be like everyone else and be this big. We're here to be this big. We're this big. We're here to fulfill the potential that consciousness can fulfill through our uniqueness. That's why we're all unique. That's why we have different voices, different faces, different bodies, different minds, different experiences, because consciousness wants to dance through us and express itself in new, fresh ways. And then other people can perceive that in their ways based on their perception, and they can do with that the same thing. And there's this feedback loop, and it's this beautiful thing. And that's what's happening in the universe. Form is not just life, but all matter, all form is changing shape and constantly changing, because this is the learning experience. This is consciousness playing. This is what we're here to do. If there was no form, there would just be nothingness. There'd be empty space, which there is a lot of empty space. It's the vast majority of the universe, but that's all there would be. And there would be no learning, because there'd be just this perfect oneness. So we are this perfect oneness, our true identity, or there's two identities. There's a form identity, and then there's the spiritual identity, which is that oneness, which is perfect love, which is perfect freedom, which is total knowledge, right? But now we're talking about that coming into the world of form, which is to bring a life to a being. It's a miracle. It's unbelievable to even think about that for a second. So if we talk about wanting to be famous or wanting to reach an audience, we're just talking about maximizing the potential of that life force within us and our reason for being. And I want you to find your audience, and I want you to have millions of followers and be wealthy and have all this success, because that's what you're here to do. And it's such an amazing time for us to live in, because we have all this technology. I can literally record this, press something on my phone, and it goes to where the whole world could potentially see this, right? And now this also causes problems, because now we have these expectations. We have these expectations that we're supposed to be able to reach a global audience of millions of people, and if we don't, we're failing. And that's not true either. So we need to look at inner success versus outer success. Inner success it has to do with how are you doing things? Are you doing it from this place of perfect love, from the present moment, from being in presence and doing it the best you can in this very moment? Or are you doing it from the ego, which is saying, will people like it? What should I say? How should I say it? How will I stylize this so that people will like it, so that I can be famous, so that my name will be known, so I'll make some money, blah, 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 blah. But you forget about the reason why you're doing it, which is for the consciousness within me to affect the consciousness within you, and for there to be a feedback loop that goes even beyond that, to where you're able to do the same thing. And so I started this show, Relationship Forward, because I believe it's a new era. It's a consciousness revolution. And the first place that's going to start, it's already started in terms of our learning. More people today than ever are spiritually awakened, which simply means we know what ego is. We know we don't want it. We are trying to battle the ego, or try to escape it, or try to ignore it or undo the blockages that it causes, because we want this consciousness to be able to be our state of being, this inspiration, this total knowing, and this happiness. And it is happiness, and it's so much fun. And we're just going to keep exploring this day after day. But talking about wanting to be famous or to reach an audience, go for it. Just get rid of the ego. It's not about that. If you can do that, if you can really be trying to be giving to an audience, trying to do something for people, not to get, but to give, that's loving. Be loving. That's it. And I don't know, maybe I'll never reach an audience. It's not about me. It doesn't matter. But I got to try, because if I don't try, and if you don't try to reach, to have the impact with your life, then that's not the answer either. Then you're just withdrawing. You're going against the nature, which is, I don't want, I'll just be quiet. That's a terrible state of existence. We've all been there. It's depression. So it's not about the ego being ambitious and trying to achieve something to show off or to be better than others. It's also not about doing nothing and giving up. It's about doing from a state of being, which is present moment focused. Doesn't matter what happens really. I'm doing my best right now. There's no history. There's no future. There's just this moment where something beautiful and true is being expressed for the right reasons. Now, whether it's music or writing or talking or whatever it is that you're doing, trying to reach an audience of some kind, could be a huge audience, could be a small audience, whatever it may be, that's the way. I want to also tell you about the I Am by InfoBeing mobile app, because we're here on this series, we're exploring egoless relationships, relationship forward, how to remove ego from the relationship, and how to live in a better way in terms of your love life, your friendships, your professional life, your overall state of happiness and fulfillment. But we're also starting a community of people who are also consciously trying to do the same thing. So you can meet people and you can live this reality with people, with new people you meet. And it's called I Am by InfoBeing. It's a mobile app. You can download it on Android and iOS from the App Store and from the Google Play. So thank you for joining me.